that line. We are on momentum. We're going to begin. Well, no, we're not. We're on our main page. I'm going to get to momentum. We're going to begin with momentum hacks. I actually shared the video of my 15-minute momentum hack video. It's in our momentum. If you go to content, you can search bar and type in Computer Lab Day, and it will, in the description, it will tell you 3 15-minute videos, one on momentum hacks, one on TED Talks, and one on Citefast. If I go too fast today, or you want to review what I'm saying, or see if I've missed something, you can watch those videos. We're going to get to momentum. Everybody's on this page. You're following along. And I always, there's like 5 different ways to get there, right? But I always go to the black bar at the top and just hit momentum. How you doing over there, Miss Riley? Can you guys see what I'm doing? All right. I don't know about you, but I saved my username and password so that I can just click to log in. And if you need to know how to do any of this, you might have a pencil or a writing utensil and a piece of paper or a note opened up in your computer so you can type quickly what you want to remember to ask for, right? When I open up, I see that on spring 2022, I only have 4 classes right now, 2 of them going on now, and that's why they have that communication sign. And 2 of them, one's going to be fully online asynchronous, and one of them is going to be at Fentress, but they're only 10 weeks. They're late starts, so I'll drag that stuff in after I hone however I want to make it different. You're 061, so I'm going to click on 061. How many of you have watched my little 5-minute news at 5-minute news? 5 minutes. Oh, about half of you. Excellent. I felt like I needed to do that because 2 wonderful people came over to clarify something at the end of class. And I realized that I may have given an example that was confusing about storytelling. So did that video help any of you be a little more clear about what we were doing this week and how to do the personal experience story? Good. I like to utilize news. Some of your teachers only have their syllabus in momentum. Hopefully, some of them have learned to do more things, but every teacher will set it up the way that they want. I know that's difficult, and I also know that you will either be fried or you will be flexible by the end of college, right? You will know more ways to navigate. I currently have I'm doing control plus sign to make my screen bigger. I currently have no updates. Anybody in here have like 87 emails? How many, Addison?
103.
Oh, anybody beat 103?
111.
111, Emily? Okay, all right, you win. And we're going to show you how to clear that mess up when we're doing our hacks, okay? How many of you have discussions that you haven't read? So you know, if you click on that, and we're going to show you a trick, a hack for being able to clear that number out of there. The strongest communicators know what's new. They know what's going on, so they know how to clear the clutter. And we'll get those little tricks today. We have 2 things that are relatively new. I added Ask a Librarian widget. This is called a widget. That's called a widget. So if you wanted to chat with a librarian, you literally can click that blue tab. And sometimes I usually will go in on Computer Lab Day and show how that works. But I have Zoom recordings of a student doing that for the first time, asking a librarian how to find resources for his How to Make a Texas Sheet Cake. And they chat back and forth. So you can play with that. I may skip a couple of steps because we wanted to add that and something I didn't do last time. We'll see. It's to be determined, but we may look at the online learning center and the in-person center on the last minutes of class. Below the Ask a Librarian is a widget called the Learning Center. That's new this term. The Learning Center realized that students might be more likely to actually log in if it's right there in their momentum. Do you have any other teachers who are using this widget? Well, it's just like Morphew. Morphew says, make it easier for my students. So they put that in there for me. You might ask your teachers if they would consider doing something like that. I mean, it's simple, and the group that runs Momentum, the Center for Teaching Arts and Technology, CTAT, they're on your syllabus. They will do it for them. Okay, so under news, you see the instructor info and my educational philosophy. And how many of you have seen this navigate mess? This thing is so long. If ever you do not know where to find something, you can play, certainly. But I have listed it out on what's under, where, you know, how to find discussions, how to check your grades, how to find links and so forth. So that's all listed under there. And it's like algebra. Go to content, greater than sign, then pull down to this, greater than sign, then pull down to that. But I write it all out. Okay. Finally, I just had a student email me and say, how do I open this bonus coupon that was sent to her? And I didn't realize you might not know. When our news or an email says the word attachment, attachments, and has a little blue link underneath it, what do? Yeah, and that'll open it up. But if you want to save it, you can do File, Save As, and make sure it's to your desktop or cloud or a folder or wherever you want to put it. Okay? I'm so glad when I learn what you don't know. So keep asking questions. Roane State has on the bottom of the Momentum pages some quick links. Again, the Testing Center Career Center, the Learning Center trainings, and even the Merriam-Webster's Dictionary, as if you couldn't find that on your own. Did you know that MLA, the Modern Language Association structure for your academic writing, most undergraduate work, and the APA, the American Psychological Association's format, how you're supposed to shape things, how you're supposed to do your references and all that, they both will use Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Can't just use any dictionary you want. Can't use dictionary.com in your formal papers. Will I take off on my outlines if you want to put a dictionary quote in there? No. But seriously, if you want to use the right one, it's on the bottom of quick links. Now we have, I learned stuff new. So if you find something shorter to get somewhere, yell it out, okay? We have a little box next to the Roane State logo, right? What's that do?
Takes you to your home page where all the classes are.
Yeah, what your current classes are is right there. Excellent. I used to always go to that thing that looks like a grid of 9 boxes. And when I click that, can you click yours? All my classes, and mind you, I've taught a lot of them, so I have a big long list. All my classes are there. Are yours in blue for the current ones? So Momentum automatically pins them for you. And if you didn't want to see it, you could unpin it just like Pinterest. Or if you wanted to pin like the extra study one or something like that, you can pin the ones that don't look colored and they will go up to the top of your list, by the way. You're all shaking your heads positively, so you already knew that. This is where your profile is, right? And I see my picture. Raise your hand if you already earned 5 points because you got that profile picture. Oh, more than half of you, almost all of you. Awesome. Okay. If you go to content, the search box is there. You could even type in how to something profile pictures or just profile pictures, and it'll take you to the link. gives you directions on how to upload that. Okay. Then we have our nav bar. I'm going to change to a fake student right now so I can see the page as you see it. I actually hide a lot of stuff that I'll only show when I need it. So this is a student page, if it'll show. How come that poor old student didn't get the picture, my video? Okay. Do you guys have a video?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Maybe if I refresh the page or something. We have at the top navigation. We've shown you this before for content, for links, for communication, and for assessment. I know that sounds like you should be intuitive and figure out what all that is, but maybe you'll hear something new. Content has almost all of our stuff in it. Links, if you'll click on links real fast, we'll not look at content yet. If you look at links, you have all these categories on the left. The top category has the things, the links, the videos, the pages I'm going to actually use during our course that are in our course outline. Below that, I have curated for you, decided what to leave in, what to leave out, tried to pick some valid things that extended what we were talking about. I have put in there things that you might find of interest. You need a little more on anxiety and confidence, click on that category. You want to look at some more information about storytelling, look on that one. Maybe you need to deliver more, do something to change your voice or something like that. There might be a link in there for you, okay? I have career communication. You see all of our different types of speeches, and even look at the bottom, scroll down and look at the bottom of that category. Student recommended TED Talks, and we're going to talk about TEDs next. Okay, so when you click that, any of these categories, you're going to be able, I'm going to click TED Talks. You're going to see some links to videos that students have said, I really love this one. Okay. And there's more. Oh, gets me all the way to the top of the page. All right, I guess I'll go all the way back. Does she have a few links in there she's curated? Yes. Is it scary like an unabridged dictionary? Maybe. Can you get what you want? Look for the categories of your interest. Click on that and it makes it much shorter. Okay. Oh, come on. Arrow up. Okay. Now communication, go back to our nav bar, click communication, has 4 things under it. I've actually had a student who wanted to chat with me, but then those chats go away. They're a little bit like Snapchat. Yeah, they go away. So I don't know if I love that, but I did get to chat with that person. Look at class list. Have you seen it? Whenever I send you all of you, a message, I go to class list. Can you imagine how I select all? Look at this. There's not a Command S there. How do I select everybody in this mailing list? Yeah. So if it's hard to see, you can move up, by the way. Okay, or you can get into the Zoom and then it'll be on your screen. Right up here next to the word image, I can click that and I will be able to email, just click the button email, and it will set up a mailing list for me with everybody. And then we have in our class list at the very bottom, scooch down to it, Melinda Webking. I thought her name was Web King, which is awesome because she's such a webmaster. Melinda Webking is our embedded librarian. So if you ever want to talk to somebody about finding a source, about how to format something, if a source is reliable and valid, That woman is a research geek. And she knows I call her that. She loves it. She is awesome. And she will be coming to our class for a virtual session on using the library for our informative speech. But Lindy Wibking is a master. You can email her directly from this, or you can click chat with a librarian, and you might get Lindy. How many of you have at the very bottom of your class list 20 per page? You want to pull and make those things larger. I always just say 100. I'll never have 100 in my classes. That's why I teach community college. I love smaller classes. But I always take those limitations and make them to the highest level. My emails, I do the same thing. And that way I don't miss something. I don't miss somebody. Okay. By the way, did you notice, you see Jennifer's name at the top there? Did you notice next to it, that's her username? So that you will be able to write to her in RaiderNet emails when you're not in a class with her. You just put @roanstate.edu, right? The other way, that's just a matter of, eLearn is like the momentum one. Any questions or extensions on the class list thing? Nah, Isaiah, you got it. All right. After class list, there's discussions. Let's pull to that. And we're going to do something with that. Okay. I always want a place where students can just spew or ask a question that other peers might be able to answer. So the first discussion area I have is called Collaboration and Community Center. How many of you have actually seen that was there, whether you knew it was there? Oh, good. A lot of you have played with this, then that's awesome. If you want to create a new thread, that's what they call it, you just click post where it says post your peer questions and reply here, and then it says create a new thread. Then you can type your question and press post. People can reply, and we're going to actually play with that after we look at the different categories. The next one is that bonus opportunity. And is your class the one that has had like awesome, lengthy posts and replies already? I mean, the angels are singing in Morphew's head when I saw you guys respond to each other. Anybody remember when the deadline for that is? Is it tomorrow that's on the course outline? Ooh, you guys better check the course outline. That is worth up to 18 bonus points. 6 for the post, 6 for a good reply, 6 for another good reply, 18 bonus points. Up to you whether you do it or not. Okay, so that's discussion number 2. You go to the thing where the blue link says topic number 2 bonus anxiety and confidence. Click that and it tells you what to do there. The third discussion is going to be coming up, I think, in your homework pretty soon. And then it'll tell you when there's a due date for it. It's all about analyzing a TED Talk speaker. Just follow the directions. They're right there. Very clearly, it tells you what to put in it. But it's really those specific observations you see about their stance, their facial expressions, their movements, gestures, their voice, and all the changes that they can make that either enhance the telling or distract from it. Everything about delivery. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
When is that discussion due?
The bonus or the TED?
The TED.
I would have to go to the course outline. It's actually not immediate, but I think it's in your day 4
So it'll tell
homework, and it will tell you.
Is this day 4?
Yeah. And by the way, how many of you have gone to the bottom of the course outline? Bottom of the course outline has this subject, this due date, this subject, this due date, this subject, this due date. So there's a whole list. And if ever I make a mistake, tell me, I want to fix it. Okay. But there you go. Another easy hack that we try to make as a communicator. You want to make it as easy as possible, whether you're teaching students, working with a church group, talking to your best friend or your worst enemy. You want to make it as easy as possible for them to understand you. So that's why I do some of these things. After the TED Talk, and we're not getting into it for a while, but I am already telling you, if you've seen the homework, that you need to be starting to look for sources for an informative local business, for a beneficial local business, organization, or resource. Our informative speech, that's not for a while, because we're going to go through how to do it, requires sources. And if you start looking now, you can say, well, man, I can't find anything on that, even though I think it's a great topic. But come and talk to me, talk to the librarian, and we can deal with that. Discussion number 4 is on informative, beneficial business. The discussion number 5 is on demo. And you just post your works cited and a little screenshot of your works cited, and you can talk to each other about the topics that you've seen. So that's all there, but now we're going to actually do something. You ready to play? Yeah, quit talking to me, let me do something. I want you to go to the top of the screen and click plus sign. We know that opens a new page. Way top of the screen, got it? I'm going to go to Google Images. So you can either type in the word Google Images, or you could even do G Images. It'll get you to Google Images. You got it? Okay. I want now I clicked the link and I'm on this page that says Google Images. If I type a topic in there, I'm going to do a meme about, and then you just type meme and type whatever words you're thinking of. If you're thinking tired, put tired. Hungry, put hungry. Computers. And I'm going to pick a meme I like. And you know, if you're offended by language because I accidentally see something up here, ignore it, what's up here. Okay. I love it. You got one? Now, you either click on it with a right click. You guys know what I'm talking about? Or if you're on a Mac, 2 fingers and that little box will come up. I'm going to right click, and do you see a little box that came up? Copy that image. Anybody not with us? Okay. Now the computer is holding that image, okay? I want you to click back on discussion list. Yell at me, girl, if you're slow or having a hard time, okay? I want you to go to underneath the Beatles there where it says post your peer question, reply here. Open it up. You got it? Okay, see where it says start a new thread? Start a new thread. And now there's a box so I can paste the picture or the text that I have copied. I'm going to right click, or you can do Command V or Control V, right? And it'll paste it and go to the word paste. Boom, I got mine. You got yours? And for people that, I'm going to enter what my subject is. I am feeling, type in whatever your subject is. Okay, I say, forget it. I say, let's do it. Everybody got a subject and a picture? Anybody not yet? Because we'll help each other. And if I roll down, I see the word post. Everybody post theirs. All right. Now, there's a video on how to clean the clutter when you're doing a discussion thread. I want you to learn how to clean out the clutter and how to reply without clutter. So if everybody will, everybody's done it, right? Okay, let's help you. help her
Oh,
make sure?
I got it. It
Okay,
was
cool.
just freezing.
Okay, everybody refresh your page. That is a little circle with an arrow up here in the upper left, right? Refresh your page, so everybody's little posts are coming in.
We clicked post, right? Sorry. We
Yes.
clicked- Okay.
Yeah, refresh it one more time because Sariha was doing hers. Sarahi was doing hers, and we want to make sure she got it in. Okay, you got it? By the way, if you went back to your main page, you just added 20 new discussion posts. So we got to show you how to clear that clutter. All right? Oh, are you hurting? What can we do? You need some Tylenol?
No, I'm good.
All right. Momentum reads when you have done certain things to cancel out those 35 discussions on your main page. Start with I've got Sariha.
It's fine.
Sarahi first. No, it's not fine. I gotta keep my brain flexible.
If that's what your brain memorizes.
No, I have to do it right.
Okay.
If I click on her title, her link, I get to see it. Oh, gosh. All right. The only way for me to get rid of it in my main page is to go all the way to the bottom and all the way to the top. Do that with your first post that you see. Scroll all the way down to the bottom and all the way up to the top. Have you opened the first post? Scroll all the way to the bottom and all the way to the top. Okay? Now, if you'll look at this right hand, there's an arrow left and an arrow right. If you click the right arrow, it will take you to the next discussion in this thread. I love that. Oh, I heard. Okay, Emma, you ready? We're gonna get rid of Emma's discussion post by going all the way to the bottom and all the way to the top. And Momentum says, la, you've read hers. Now, I am not telling you, don't read the 50 discussion posts from COLS, but if you wanted to just scan them, you could do that. And Momentum would say, you've read them. Okay. All right, right arrow, all the way to the all the way to the bottom and all the way to the top. Very good.
I can't,
Can't scroll?
I'm trying to see what part's possible.
You can use your down arrow.
No, it's so small. It's all blurred.
Okay, you mean the picture that you're on?
Yeah.
Somebody copied a small picture and you can't see it?
Yeah.
One thing to increase it is control or command. You're on a HP.
Yeah, but it just gets
Control
blurrier.
plus sign. Yeah. Okay.
I can't read it.
Okay. You could comment to that person. Let's check something. Everybody go to the top where it has 061 fundamentals in blue and click on it. How many discussion posts does it say you still have?
No.
11, me too. You must have done the same amount I did. Okay, I'm going back to discussion. Communicate, are you with me? You see what I did? Communication discussion. Okay. And I'm going back to number 1 and I'm clicking and I'm on Colby's. He posted a minute ago. Okay.
That's the one I was looking at.
Okay. Oh, okay. I have a meme with that character in it too. Let's go find one that you want to comment on. Find one, open up one that you want to do a reply on. And let's do it. Don't forget me, that's what you remember. I love it. Sorry. Oh, the glories of being older. Okay. All right. I got one. You guys got one? Now we're going to press reply. When you press reply, the entire original post shows. If, watch me, don't do it. if I put to Haley's saying she's very tired, current mood, if I said, you sure did a good speech for being tired. And I reply to her, watch this. I go ahead and post my reply. Look what happens. All of her original post comes in. I just wrote one tiny little line. Some of you actually did that on discussion number 2. I don't want the original post there. So you guys click reply on the one that you like or you want to comment on and select all. There's lots of different ways to do that. I love keyboard shortcuts. I always do Command A or Control A, and that will select everything in that box. And then I just start typing. Some people press delete first and then they start typing, but once it's highlighted and you start typing, it goes over it, right? So go ahead and type and then post. So all that will show up is the one line.
Do you want us to put whatever?
Whatever. You could literally write whatever.
No.
But it's fun if you reply to them. Now, I don't know if they let students do this. Alana, do you have yours done? Okay, I'm going to show you this because I think it might be you that left the original post on a discussion number 2. So watch, I don't know if they'll let students do it, if they let teachers do it. Next to my name, I'm going to click it, yeah, and it says edit post. And now I can get rid of the original and just keep my reply. And I can even take her picture out of there. And now when I post, I update that, I only have my one line. So if you screw up, you can get rid of the original post or you can edit a word that you misspelled, as long as the teacher has the settings so that you can do that. I hate it, but my PhD dude, the classes that I'm taking online, they've got it set so you post once and it stays there. And I inevitably find, because we do these really long posts, I inevitably find one thing I'd like to have changed. But oh well, you know. All right, everybody good? Not yet? Okay. Help each other. Meanwhile, you guys know how to clear the clutter. You know how to go to the next one, scroll all the way to the bottom. Oh, there you go. And all the way to the top. And to the right-hand click for all of them. Oh. Because if you do not, I love that. I love how you're supporting each other. Then your home page has the cluttered cleared. You get it? Okay, somebody used mood D. What's that mean?
It was a sad face.
Huh?
It was a sad face.
A sad face?
It's like a side, you know, like,
Yeah.
what is that called?
When you do the heart thing with the 3 and the,
Yeah, it's
less
not like
than?
an emoji, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's an emoji.
Well, and they get much more advanced when you're, you can take those little meanie looking ones and those are emojis also,
Yes. So,
but just the simple ones.
yeah.
I don't know if they have a different name. I appreciate learning new phrases. I heard from my grandson, who's 8 years old. No, now he's 9. What merch is. I think I shared with that, shared that with you earlier. Merch. You guys know merch. It's merchandise, right? Well, I used that phrase with a bunch of old people like me recently, and they had no clue. It's like, so I love learning new words. How it's being used now. Okay. You changed it? Okay, so how many is there to go? My goodness.
You gotta read them.
I am kind of.
Oh.
I'm like a fast reader.
You gotta laugh at them.
Huh?
You gotta laugh at them.
Oh, I have to respond too. Okay. Think I'm done.
You don't have to respond.
You just have to laugh.
Just have to laugh.
Yeah,
Never mind, don't do that again.
I'm gonna click my 061 at the top middle of the page to go back to my main page and see if I have any left. Oh, I got 10 more.
21.
That's because they reply.
Yeah, I'm not reading.
I don't know. I seriously don't believe you have to open every reply. I think you should be able to get there. But the bottom line, some of your teachers actually, I don't know if you know this, but they can see how many times you've logged in. They can see how many minutes you've spent and the percentage of content that you've covered. So it's kind of helpful to know when in need that you need to scan and go all the way to the bottom and all the way to the top so that it ticks the box. All right. That's a momentum hack. I actually told a teacher that and shared, as I mentioned, I shared my term momentum hacks, and she was like, well, why would you want to do hacks? And I said, it's just the easy way to do things, because that's the way you guys use that now, right? It's the easy way to do things. She was so offended. She associated it with black hat hacking. Not gray hat, not white hat, just black hat. It was a terrible thing. But she said, well, you should call it like tricks for momentum or momentum tricks or something. There are ways to make it easier. I said, it's too many words. Anyway, just kind of interesting. Okay, I'm going to clear the clutter. Oh, that was worthy of laughing. Okay. Okay, nobody else post or reply. We're good to clear out now.
It's not clear. Well, how are you looking at them? Are you actually clicking on them?
You have to click on this.
Yeah, you have to get them.
Okay, I've got two. But I thought I had them all. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a big deal hack. Another thing you can do is clear your emails. You ready to move forward to emails? Click on communication and pull down to emails. Communication, pull down to emails. Now, you may have already figured this out, but you see how it says that we are on communications just for this class?
Yeah, you go.
Okay, communication, email, and you probably look at something that looks like this. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Do you see where it says filter by? Click on the filter by. It's at the top above the mailbox there. You see it? Underneath the nav bars. You following? Okay, yeah. I'm watching your head nod. And if you will click on that and scroll all the way to the top, you can find every message from all your momentum classes. So you don't have to go to science and to history and to communication to check if there's mail. You can get all of your sections at one time. Is that new for anybody?
Yep.
Did the angels just sing for you?
Yep.
All right. That made my day worth it. Okay. Now, who had 113? Sarahi, you ready? First thing is, let's scroll down to the bottom of your mailbox and see how many it says. Do you have, like, it lets you do 20 or something? Yeah. Go to the very bottom and see where it says 20 per page or whatever yours is. 20 is the default, but you want to get rid of 113, right?
Yes.
So click on the thing that says 20 per page and pull it down to 200. Okay. Now that you've got the largest amount showing at one time, click over. Mine are all cleared out, right? I didn't have any emails on my main page. If I click the 061, it doesn't say emails. I want you to click next to the word subject. By the way, unclick if there's a teacher or something more recent that you don't want to get marked as read. You understand? You only are keeping clicked or highlighted, check marked, it'll do, the ones that you want to say, let me just not focus on those anymore. Okay? You got it? If you click all of them,
I think that was just.
everybody good? If you click all of them, you could move them all to the trash. I don't do that. I always do mark as read because I want to keep a record and be able to search for things if I need to by end of term. You decide how you want to handle it, but I just do mark as read. And when I do that, guess what's happened on my main page? The numbers of emails go down. And since, didn't you mark 200 and you said you only had 113?
Yes.
So you've only got left the amount that you still said, I want to keep this one for a little while. By the way, there's one from Miss Morphew in there that is a 5-point bonus that I think is due by Wednesday or Thursday. It's about Chris Whaley's video. A couple of you have already, 3 of you have already replied and gotten a 5-point bonus coupon because you read my email and you responded. And I've also asked several of you if I can share your information with other people. Very cool. Are you all on the top of the email thing? Let's click the word compose. Just, there's CC means you want to add somebody else that's going to get a carbon copy of whatever you're sending. BCC is blind carbon copy. We literally used to put 2 sheets of paper with a carbon paper between them into our typewriters that were not electric, and we would type. And that's where the phrase carbon copy came from. But BCC is if you do not want your teacher to know that you're also tagging the dean. That's what a BCC is. Okay, so that's what those add CC and add BCC in there is. You want somebody else to have a copy of this as well. I love the facial expressions right here.
I should have knew.
It's like, dang, I wish I'd known that. All right, everybody go to subject line and click in there. What section are you? Yeah, so for me, type 061 and then tell me I need a Zoom. I need bonus points. You're a great teacher. Whatever you want to say your subject is, please, when you communicate with a professor, a teacher of any sort, a person in your business, put a clear and explanatory subject line. There's this whole thing called information richness. It's really been studied in everything in communication. Face-to-face is the most rich. And it'll go down the line till somebody is blasting you with emails and they don't have an identifiable subject line. They don't identify who it is or what the subject is, or they don't personalize the email in any way. That's like the lowest form. So please be sure to identify. Remember, some of your teachers actually teach 4 or 5 different courses. So don't just say, what was the homework last week? I have gotten emails like that. I'm lucky. I teach 1 subject. I cannot imagine having an English class where they may have 50 students and then having 6 different topics that I teach and somebody doing that. What do you think I'm going to do with that? If that's the case, like, you figure it out on your own, right? All right. Any questions, anything about the email stuff? We're good? How many minutes have we gone? Like a bunch. We better get moving. Okay, click on assessment. We already know about Dropbox because I think everybody's done it. By the way, attendance, I do keep, you can always check to see if I'm accurate. Click on Dropbox real fast. Is there anybody that has not yet understood how to utilize the Dropbox, how to submit things, how to name things? Or is there a trick that somebody's figured out that they they think, oh my God, I have to tell you about this. Please, please be fearless and speak up if you have anything, either way. Everybody in here has done all of week one's work. I got some more SAATs today and some more Dropbox tests today. Everybody's turned everything in? Okay. But I'm gonna leave this. However, under assessments, I am going to, you can also see feedback in here. If I had turned stuff in, there would be feedback there would be a score and there would be feedback I could read this way. But let's go to assessments and pull down to grades. Everybody with me? Okay. Oh, I did not know that for students, it tells you you can use the app. That's cool. If you pull down to grades, it lists all the details the teacher puts in there. So I put the title, I put descriptions, and it would say what points you have earned. It even tells you the weight in the category. Remember the syllabus said 40% are participation grades. There's about 20 of them, right? 40% of your grades are your 7 speeches, and 20% are your couple of little writing assignments, 3 or 4 little writing assignments. So it lists all that on there. And if I've graded it, it will also show you the feedback. I write a book for almost everything, or at least a one-liner. Have you read my feedback? Can you see it now? Oh, good. I believe communication is interactive. So I like to have conversations with you. And I love when you email me back. I have even talked to CTAT, the people who do Momentum, because they work with the guy who created Momentum for us. And I said, you know, Canvas, which is another program that I use for my PhD, and Blackboard I used, I said they allow, when a teacher gives feedback, for a student to respond and give feedback. So they're working on that feature right now. Know what you want, know how to ask for it, and know who to ask, right? Maybe we'll see if that happens by the time you guys graduate. Any questions about assessment? Okay, I have a pretty low stakes formative, you know, how you feel like we do a lot of activities. You just keep playing, guys, keep working the system, and I believe you're going to gain the skills. It's not high stakes, like there's only 3 quizzes and that's it, right? So just keep coming, keep doing all the little things I ask you to do, and I think you're going to get some good skills. All right. I don't do anything with quizzes online. Some of your teachers do, or rubrics. Class progress, when I'm in my teacher mode, I can see all that data that I told you about. Who signed in, who covered what content, how many minutes, that kind of stuff. I can see it all. All right. That's it for Momentum. Anybody have any issues or something you've learned about Momentum that's kind of cool you want to figure out? Do you see the picture of the envelope, the chat, and the notifications, subscriptions, and the bell for the updates? Do you ever use that? I do sometimes when there's an orange, all the time. When there's an orange circle, I'll click and see, well, who was it that emailed me? Or what did I upload last, or whatever like that. Okay. Let's go. We went to all of the Momentum things I want to cover. Go up to the top and let's click on a plus sign. Let's open a new tab. TED Talks, capital T, capital E, capital D, because it stands for Technology, Engineering, and Design, started about 1984. Everybody who was anybody, first started with a bunch of geeks, wanted to do these 15-minute recordings of presentations on things they found of interest. Then it got to be so popular, they changed it to, not 15, it's 18. They changed it to doing these, you know, you really, no matter what field you were in, you wanted to do a TED Talk. I mean, you were a somebody if you did a TED Talk. Then TEDx were TED independent ones. And this city and that city, you know, TED Mile High was in Denver, Colorado. Savannah River Savannah did some, you know, TEDx, some British, some different UK TEDx's, all the different universities. And then they started changing it. Instead of 18 minutes, they're like, oh, well, we can do longer and we can do shorter and all kinds of things. You guys talked about Amy Cuddy in your discussion number 2, and you watched the long one. The long one tells her personal stories.
Oh, no.
Oh, so powerful, her original one, wasn't it? Yeah. They even have these little 3 to 5 minute ones called TED Ed for TED education for all you teachers. Some of them are pretty tedious and I would never show them to any of my students who were younger because I just think they're boring. But you know, the neat thing about TED is you can find any topic you want. So you see, I just typed TED and it brought me to this. I want you to change your search to TED. You got TED up there. Type in the word topics. And click on the link that says topics TED. They have curated for you all these different topics. And if you want to talk about anthropology or architecture, astronomy or aliens, China or coding or corruption or disease, let's do something nice. There's Ebola. How about exercise, fashion, future, you know, human rights, I don't know. Happiness, I like that one. Click on one of those words that you like and see what happens. Like or are interested in. I'm going to click on hearing because I'm not wearing my hearing aids. You see what TED has now done? They've curated for you. By the way, if you go to the TED page, you may find that they lean towards the left as far as the issues in which concern you. That's not a bad thing or a good thing. That's always something to be aware of if you're a critical thinker. So if you lean towards conservative topics and conservative views, it's not that they'll negate them, but they're going to put the more liberal ones at the top, I believe. So just be a critical thinker and type in what you're looking for, or go and find something. Oh, I like that. The mysterious science of what you hear. Everybody, pick out a TED that you think of being of interest. Just listen for a second, see if you like their voice and their facial expressions or anything like that. Choose one that's 13 minutes long or longer. Okay? You can really analyze a speaker if you're watching them for 13 minutes or longer. Oh, here's some short ones. Okay, I've got one. By the way, you're not stuck with this TED, this particular TED for your TED Talk 1 or 2 or anything like that. We're just going to play with this right now, okay? Open one up. He's cute too. Okay. All right. You ready to play with something else for a second? Okay. We can watch TED Talks in topics that we like, and we can analyze the speaker, and we can learn about the things we want to do and the things that we want to avoid, right? Let's click another plus sign, and we're going to look at our final thing for technology. You ready? You're on a new tab. You ready to type? I want you to type in Citefast, one word, Citefast. Citefast, Citefast. There are many digital tools for helping academics put their resources in order. I keep emphasizing when I was young, you know, but literally when we had to type, if you made a mistake, it was a thing, man. You had to, you had to erase with these weird erasers and brush off all the erasing stuff, or you had to, if you throw the carbon copy away and make a new one. Citation tools are amazing in what they can do. So are the Learning Center tutors, because they will teach you the logic behind doing MLA. Most of your undergraduate work is going to be in MLA. So when you do a paper, or when you get 5 sources for a speech, you have to shape this works cited at the bottom there in your outline or in the bottom of your paper. I'm currently, if you were close, in APA because I'm doing a boatload of work on my paper recently, right? So I'm going to click to go to MLA. Most undergraduate work is MLA. Okay, you guys on MLA? You can see that you can, if you find a web page that you like, you can put it in here and you'll just paste the URL. Click on the word book. Whoa, I got an ad. I've never had an ad before. Click on book. It says, wow, you can type in the book title, the author, or the ISBN, you know, the international, serial number book of the book or something like that. Journal, those are those academic journals with the article, either the title or keywords in it. And when you type that in, it'll give you a whole list underneath there. We're going to do more with that, but please look at other. I just hovered over it and all these showed up. What is our TED? Yeah, I'm going to go to online video and click on it. Now go over, you with me? Okay, we're open to put in an online video address. Click over on your TED Talk. Click on your TED title in the URL and it highlights the whole thing. You with me? Okay, now either right click, copy, and go back and paste into there, or do your my keyboard shortcut, Control-C for copy, right? However you copy it, you copy the web address, go back to the Citefast and paste it, Control-V or right click, and it puts your title right there. Is there anybody, I know I'm going to slow a little bit for some and fast for others. You good? You got it? Okay, click the search button. At one point, Citefast quit working so well with YouTube, and sometimes you have to go back and forth to fill in all the boxes. But let's see, I've got it pretty large. Let me make it a little smaller. Oh yeah, look, it filled most of it in, not all of it. So it filled in my producer or the author. I still need my date published, do you? So I'm gonna click back on my thing and I'm gonna look. Oh, I see it was June 2018 that this person, or that German, looks like German or Swedish. So let me go back, June 2013, and this is a pull down menu. I don't have the day, but I've got June and 2018. You guys got your date filled in? What information do you guys still need? Do you need publisher sponsor? So I'm clicking back on mine and look at this. Next to, underneath the guy's picture, it says TEDx Klagenfurt, probably Swedish, right? Nordic of some sort. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste that as the producer because that was the gathering of this particular TED group. I could look on the page and see if it was anything else, but I've done enough TEDs to know that that is the group that got together. I'm copying it and I'm going back and I'm pasting it in the sponsor.
Wait, sponsor is what?
Well, my publisher, my sponsor for the TED Talk people was, mine happened to be right underneath and it said TEDx Klagenfurt.
Okay.
I've never seen this one before, but that's the people who got these TED people together. Now, MLA 8, which is the newest version, does not require, that I think of, I think it is. Did I hear somebody say it was MLA 9 now? Another thing to learn. That's why I love this stuff. Always do whatever each teacher says. That's the biggest bottom line there. But if they can accept this and they say it's okay, use it. If they say Citefast is crap, don't use those tools, then you say, okay, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. Okay. Citefast does not require, or excuse me, MLA 8, I don't know about 9, does not require the date accessed. But guess what? Morphew likes it. So see where it says date accessed? Please click the word today. Now click Save Citation. And there are 2 ways to show this. It's gathered over here on my right-hand side. Click the word book. You're making a new one. I'm going to put green eggs and ham. Put any title of a book you like. And I'm going to use the 2017 version from HarperCollins. Make sure I've got my, I don't know if I need addition, and save it. So now I put a book in there. You guys got yours? Got a book? Okay. Let's do a web page. I'm going to do a web page of our momentum. I'm going to just steal a web page and see it and put it in there. Just go quickly get another web page, click on web page, put it in there. So now you're going to have 3 entries. I don't know if it'll do momentum or not, but I'm going to try it.
So we're not able to retrieve information.
Okay. So then you would put in there all of the information for the web page. So I'm going to go get a different web page. I will not save that one. How do I get out of there? Oh, do another one in there. I'm trying to get out of here. So let's see about eBay. Would it do that? Copy, paste. I want us to do something. I'm trying to rush. Okay, so I got eBay's main page and I'm just saving it. My point is to show you that you see how anything you've got more than one of, it alphabetically orders for you. When you begin to have lots of permutations of different websites, maybe a couple of things from the same author, it gets heavy duty to figure out what's the ABC order. And your bibliographies or your works cited are always in ABC order. There's 2 ways that this can, let me make it big and I'll show you. There's 2 ways that this can be shared. Okay, I'm going to go to my TED Talk. Nope, quit it. And I can, underneath all my things, go export to Word. Underneath all my entries that are listed there, click export to the W. Export to a Word document. It says, do you want to open it up with Word? Yes. Come on, Word 2019. You guys get enable editing? You guys get that button? Okay, I'm going to enable editing, but look how pretty.
I wish I knew this last semester.
I know. I know.
I struggled.
By the way, I use Citefast, and I have for decades. I used to teach my students EasyBit, but there's Citation Machine, which actually has more if you're into the arts and humanities, like you can do paintings and other things as well. Citefast works for me. However, last summer they had a squib attack, or maybe it was last March or something. They had a squib attack and I lost decades of resources. Because you can make folders in Citefast, and I would make folders for every speech topic. I'd make folders for every subject I was teaching. And thankfully, I'm a geek and I have digital folders where I've saved all my works. But, you know, I just keep that. Yes, ma'am.
What's a score attach?
It was one of those bad hacks.
Oh.
Yeah. And I don't know if they were trying to hold them for ransom, but Citefast said, screw you. We're going to just say to our people, sorry, we had this, we've lost your stuff, and you can start fresh. I'm so comfortable and so fast because I've repeatedly used it for so long that I went back and I'm using it still. Now, I showed you where you can click on the Learning Center chat. I want to take you for the last 7 minutes of this class to the physical Learning Center here. And we might get 2 minutes to talk, pack it up, let's rock. And that's an easy 100 because the tour of the Learning Center is a grade. What? So be sure you signed in so you can get your grade for computer lab day and. Oh, thank you. You do need to do the computer lab day exit card and it goes into Dropbox. You can do it by a picture, Emily, if you choose. Remember to try to rename it if you can, but don't worry about it if you can't. Honestly, the things I start taking points off are the outline being named wrong, the TED Talk 2, and the final paper. Okay, you ready to rock? Go on up. You know where it is? Meet us in the lobby. We'll be right there.